Two powerful senators in one powerful plan to overhaul our tax code and your taxes. Florida Senator Marco Rubio and Utah Senator Mike Lee teaming up and going on the record to talk about their plan to overhaul your taxes. But that's not all. They have much more to say. Senators, nice to see both of you.
Nice to see you.
Likewise.
So you have a proposal for tax reform, and let me start first with you, Senator Rubio. What is your tax reform proposal?
It does two things. It's pro-family and it's pro-growth. On the business side, it's I think the most aggressive pro-growth plan I've seen in a while. It would make America the best place in the world to invest and innovate again. In essence, it tells companies the more money you pour back into the economy by growing, by building a new factory, hiring more workers, the less you're going to pay in taxes.
So it goes to the corporate tax?
It goes not just to the corporate tax. It takes away the disincentive to invest in improving your capital facilities. It says that you can immediately expense whatever money you spend to grow your business. You can immediately deduct that from your taxes, and that's going to encourage more businesses to grow, to start new lines of work, to expand operations and hire more people.
Senator Lee, as I understand, one of his provisions bringing the corporate tax down from 35% to 25%. But a lot of American people have other objections to the tax code, is that they can't figure out their own taxes, that there are 3,300 or 3,500 earmarks in it if you follow Simpson Bowles, so they don't like that. Members of Congress can't even fill out their own tax reform, and neither can the rest of us because nobody can fill it out. So while it's laudable to lower the corporate tax rate to spur business, what about the little guy out there?
Well, there's a lot in this plan for them. In fact, that's why we wrote this, is to help the little guy on the individual side and on the business side. I mean, look, I sit on the Joint Economic Committee here in Congress, and a few months ago we had an expert who came to testify as a witness. This man had a PhD in the U.S. income tax code. That was his PhD. I feel bad for the guy, but that's where he chose to pursue his doctoral studies. I asked him, do you do your own taxes? He said, no, absolutely not. Why? Well, because there's no way I could ever be sure that I got it right. And that's one of the things that got me thinking, how can we change this? Because we've got to change it.
Does your reform bill, besides, I mean, I realize that there are going to be fewer tax brackets for the personal, and I realize the corporate advantage, but for the person who's filling out his tax form, a lot of people want a flat tax, they want a sales tax, they want a lot of things. They want like wild reform to change everything. Does yours do that for them? Absolutely.
And for 80% of Americans, this would be a flat tax. This would be a single rate tax system.
When we start going into the deductions, the loop, as I call them, loopholes, or the earmarks, I mean, it gets so enormously complicated, and that seems a little bit unfair. Maybe if you get a lobbyist, you get a loophole.
Are
you getting rid of all
of them except the mortgage and the charitable deduction? Everything else is that flatter tax rate. For 80% of Americans are going to be paying 15%, and then if they have children, of course, they qualify for the child tax credit. It's significantly simplified. It's a major step in the direction of flattening the tax code and making it easier to fill out.
I take it if all the Republicans, or you could in the Senate, to go with you. Can you get any Democrats?
Well, I've been in conversations with some Democrats about it, and some of them are very intrigued. We're going to see where we can go with this.
All right.